Hi, I'm Tony Mazzocchi with the Music Parents Guide. I'm here with Paul Korn, a good friend of mine, and today we're going to talk about making a sound out of the head joint of the flute. We're going to assume that you've watched the other video about putting the flute together, and if you haven't had the first lesson yet, you'll at least be able to make some sounds out of the head joint. I know everybody's eager to get going, so if your son and daughter wants to play on the head joint, here's how they're going to do it.
All right, so what we're going to show you is actually not only for before you know how to put the flute together, but it's a way to make the flute sound really great and work. The flute is a very interesting instrument in that you are actually blowing over a hole and directing your air. Unlike a woodwind instrument such as the clarinet or saxophone where there's a reed in your mouth and your sound will come out right away, or a brass instrument where it's up against your face and you're blowing into it. So this exercise, although maybe slightly boring, is really helpful and will get your child to sound good and be comfortable playing their instrument pretty quickly. So some things to know about the basics of playing the flute and the head joint. Hold from either end. This is called the lip plate. This is called the head joint, the whole piece, and this is called the lip plate. Now, you hold from either end when practicing the head joint, and you want to position the lip plate actually somewhat below your lips, not quite on it. You'll see sometimes students want to do this and roll out onto their lip. This is a bit of a dangerous way to start because it's going to put you in a funny position and make it more difficult to sound great. So what you can do is position it just under your lip, in the little indentation below your lip here. And you will feel your bottom lip on the cutout of the hole on the lip plate here. Now once you do that, it can be as simple as closing your mouth and blowing the air down into the flute hole. Now, the most common first step where it doesn't go right will be and nothing happens. This is a normal thing. It happens to most flute students at first. So the way to think about it is to close your mouth and blow down into the hole. Technically, you're actually blowing over the hole, but you think of blowing down into the flute. So again, you're slightly under your bottom lip. You can feel the opening on your bottom lip here. You press into your face with both the left and right hand and just blow down into the flute with your lips. You're aiming down. Once they feel good with that, you can start playing on the flute. The next step to really seeing if your flute embouchure is working correctly is to try and play that note and then the octave above it. Many young students will just try and blow a lot harder to make it come out, and it will eventually happen, but it makes you play out of tune and it makes certain things on the flute near impossible. If you could take a minute or two a day to just practice on your head joint going low note to high note, and moving your lips properly, it will make the rest of the flute cooperate much easier. So, position under your lip. You feel the flute cut out on your bottom lip there. You think of blowing down. Now, it's a little boring and a lot annoying for the parents to hear at first, but it's really helpful. Once you do that, you can play the entire flute, high, middle, and low, and it will come out pretty easily and sound very good. The way to make it happen is to blow your air steady, like you're playing one long note. And to get the high note, you redirect the air. To do that, you're moving your lips forward as if you're going from an E face to an U face with your lips. So it makes your air blow down a little for the low note and then a little further outward for the high note. It takes a little experimentation. You'll have to try it a few times. Looking in the mirror is the best way to do this so you can see if you're doing it right or wrong. And once you find it, it will come out really easy. I could tell you that I'm a high school teacher and a musician on the side. I've learned the flute very recently. This exercise helped me a lot to get my flute sounding decent. And I've done it with my students for 3 years, and the flute section has never sounded better. So this little exercise will go a long way. It's not the most fun, but just give it a minute or two a day, and it will make playing the rest of the flute much easier.
And something parents can definitely help their
Yes.
their kids with.
Everyone can do this. Yeah, the parents could even do it if you want to try it.
All right, thanks a lot, Paul, and thanks for watching.